I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, then I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders, now we ain't out here moving rocks.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dynamic GT League's Licence to Spin for race 8 of 9 from Brands Hatch, your ball bag. How are you, Ray?
I'm very well. I was wondering how you were calling a ball bag.
Well, to be fair, Steve F1 is known as the Brands Hatch ball bag because he usually wins around here. And if he wins around here today, that's going to be the first change of top of the standings since the start of the championship. Very close up at the top. 2 points between Demon R Steve F1. Conrad, 96 on 96. Got a bit of a gap now to SGP, hasn't he? Who's got Nelly right up his trumpet.
Yep. And then you get SRI and Jason on the same points. And they're not too far away from SGP and Nelly.
I thought you were going to say not too far away from each other. I was going to say Scotland and Sweden aren't exactly close, but Jason unable to race today. Jimmy in 8th place, got a bit of a gap on Formula Gary, who's got a little bit of a gap on Critical, and then we've got the rest of the field. And I've just seen I haven't put this video bit in properly. You can see the wording at the bottom.
Yeah.
What a disgrace.
You even took an extra day before comms.
I know.
Fuck's sake.
I know, I'll just have a drink instead because Conrad got pulled with a lap time that none of us could even get near.
Yep. Conrad,
I just tried to do a noisy slurp of a drink and nearly choked.
Demon R second. Then we've got Steve F1 third, SRI fourth, SGP fifth.
No. Sorry, I was just interrupting you. Oh, pal, I don't know what... I feel like you! I don't know what positions they're in.
9th, Twilight, 10th, Gary, 11th, Jimmy, 12th, Martini, and 13th, Rich Blues.
Well done. I know how you feel now. Okay, we're at 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and watch out for getting sideways. And plans as we are, go! And there we go, 3 cars. Instantly sideways. Looks like Demon R's had a decent start though. He's going to try to go around the outside of Conrad. SRI under pressure from SGP, I believe.
Steve F1 on the racing mediums, so we can see down the bottom corner to start off with.
Wow.
Yeah. SGP and SRI having a wee bit of a battle there.
Yeah, Steve F1 had a massive swapper on as well. You know, I'm wondering if a couple of these guys were on the medium tyre. Okay, it's going to be difficult for us to really talk about tyres early on because of everything that's hit. Going once again, Steve F1 is sideways, and here we go. SRI makes the move, SGP makes the move. So yeah, with the tyres, nobody...
SRI's over to help Steve F1.
Yeah, give him a bit of the old slippy streamo. Yeah, I don't think any of the drivers are particularly liking any of the tyres. But it's... Steve! Oh, I wonder if he's regretting starting on these mediums, Ray.
Yeah, he's plummeted down the field. He doesn't want to be. See Rich Blues off at... where was that, Sheen car?
Yeah, when we got Nelly cutting the grass. I really should have got the track names up. I do apologise, folks.
I've got them.
Oh, well, someone could have shared them with me. To be fair, I'm not prepared. So, anyway, what we got is that Steve F1 and Nelly. So, both of them having their little bits of dramas. Gary's a bit wide, dipped a wheel. He's got away with it, though. Up at the front, we've got Demon R and Conrad, nose to tail. Okay, Twilight is on the soft compound tyre. I do want to try and get a little bit of information about tyres. Obviously, we've got a 30-lap race. Rich sideways. Twilight cutting the grass. The soft tyres, how long are we looking at them lasting? I think from practice, what was it? I think
Right.
people were able to do 7 laps. Yeah.
7, 8 laps. People were doing 10 laps at a push, but you were losing a lot of time.
Yeah, I think he was like losing 2 to 3 seconds of lap time on those last few laps. And the medium compound tyre, I mean, as we've seen with Steve F1, getting sideways in quite a few corners, takes a while. Whoa! Rich around he goes. Yeah, it takes a while for the medium tyres to get up to temperature. Oh, and Twilight having a moment, sending barriers at critical.
Yeah, as we see Conrad Demon R. Conrad on his racing softs as we come along the Brabham Straight.
Oh, he showed up now, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh, we got
I'm not looking at the tyres because what's happening with your overlay? Is it changed?
No. Well, no. You're about on the screen that we can see.
Yeah.
Yeah, the border that everybody else sees all the way through the race, we only have it on for about 10-15 seconds at the start so that we can then see all of the extra information that the viewers don't get to see, and those viewers will probably be going, what extra information? Why don't we get to see it? Well, we've got to put our advertisements somewhere, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay, Critical, I think he was on the soft compound tyre. And we've got Nelly and Bob battling.
Nelly's on the
mediums, yeah. And now, we've seen it in previous races as well, that drivers that start on the medium tyres, it doesn't benefit them early on, straight away, but as the race progresses, it maybe could.
I hear tyre screechings in the background there. I think it was Critical.
Or it could well have been. Jimmy's not too far behind Critical as well as Nelly coming under pressure. Now I know for me personally, I don't mind the medium tyres, they're fairly consistent, but when you're in a bit of a battle like this, I don't know what tyre Bob is on, but yeah, so Nelly may feel that he can't really push or get on the throttle too aggressively, because he could end up getting sideways like we saw Steve F1 doing. I don't know what tyres Gary's on. I'd love to see what tyre Bob and Gary are on. Oh, Critical! What a move! Oh dear, oh Gary.
Oh no, that's pushed Gary out wide.
Oh,
I don't know if he knew they were free wide or whatnot. Critical's on the racing softs.
Okay, and someone, I think Critical has also got a half second.
Bob's on the racing mediums.
Now, interestingly, Bob didn't have any practice coming into this one, so he's got no idea what to expect from the tyres or the track. But, I mean, if you were going to say anything about the Brands Hatch track, Ray, what pops into your mind?
What pops into my mind? What do you mean?
Yeah, like if someone said, okay, we're going for a race around Brands Hatch, what's your first thoughts?
Fucking hell.
That's fair enough. Yeah, okay. I mean, to be fair, it's a good analogy. Critical serving his penalty, Nelly getting past Jimmy. Oh,
he's blasted Nelly into Bob there.
Yeah, I think it looked like Jimmy was trying to get through Critical before he unghosted, and in doing so, absolutely ramrodded Nelly, but Nelly's survived. Pat Campbell, go on.
So, if Critical did unghost while Jimmy was going in like that, who would be to blame?
Jimmy.
Just make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. If you're going to attempt to drive through a ghosted car, if that car unghosts, it's your own fault. I mean, there may be different circumstances every now and again. In that situation, if you're going to try and drive through a ghosted car, yeah, it's your own fault. Okay, Rich on a bit of an attack on Bob. Oh!
What did they do to Bob? I think he got. He went to go one side, went the other, and then his car kind of wobbled on him, and he smacked Bob's arse.
I'm glad it did. Maybe it's a bit like those emojis you just showed me. I mean, okay, talking about Brands Hatch, I mean, there's two things that come to mind for me. One is, it is a very narrow track, and if you dip a wheel off, you can easily end up way off the track. And in doing so, you could very easily take someone with you. Okay, we've got pitters. Ooh. Steve F1. Go on. Ooh.
Rich has hit the wall.
Oh, he has, yeah. I've just seen that on the pack cam. Now, interestingly, Steve F1 on the medium tyres has got rid of them now. Conrad and DBR, their tyres actually still got a bit of life in them. Look like they could do a few more laps. Twilight pitted very early. He's now come out next to Gary as they battle on the pack cam. Twilight with a lovely switchback made that move. What time's SGP on racing?
I'm surprised Steve F1's going in this early before the front ones on the softs.
Well, the only thing I can think there is if he's not liking the medium tyres and he's expecting the front runners to be pitting any time now. So maybe it is just a case of use the mediums, get rid of them early, but also try and undercut these guys. Now, for looking at Conrad's tyre wear, I mean, Conrad could keep going, and to be fair, I think so could DBR and SRI. I think they could easily get another lap or two out of those tyres. They're doing good lap times in the 25s.
I think Conrad could get at least one more than SRI and DBR. I was just watching SRI at the wall.
Ball in the pit lane on the pack cam. Oh, that's the wrong way. Oh, to you. To me.
Oh, behave.
To you.
He's lost his mojo.
He's still not got it. I think he's in there now. He is. Yes, he is. I think that takes the prize for worst entry of this championship.
He was, Felicity shagged well done there. Loads of them.
Oh dear. Yeah, baby. That's all.
Yeah.
I tell you, Jimmy, was that Jimmy that went wide? The thing is, now, right, because I've had a drink, because I've had a busy day, and I'm rewarding myself with a pint as we go into commentary when I'm finished. You talking about, like, I can't even think of his bloody name, Austin Powers. All I can think of isn't Austin Powers. It's what her name was. I can't remember what her bloody name was now.
What's that one?
Who?
There was Liz.
The way you said it didn't sound. It just Liz early. Oh yeah, Liz. Yes, yeah.
Here was the other one, the younger one.
Yes. Anyway, in this, in one of the other ones, it was the American woman with the big boobies.
American woman. Beyonce.
Not Beyonce, no. Nelly trying to make a move on SRI. Look at me trying to focus on the action on the track. But SRI's got deep. Nelly for a switchback. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Nelly is actually on the soft compound tyre or is still on the mediums he started with. For Steve F1, though, he's managed to jump SRI with pitting a lap earlier. Heather Graham, that's her name.
Heather Graham?
Graham, yeah, Heather Graham. So Steve F1 is now on the soft compound tyre and he's on the back of Bob.
Yeah, Felicity Shackwell, so Liz Hurley played Vanessa Kensington and Heather Graham played Felicity Shackwell.
Fair enough. Steve F1 trying to make a move on Bob through the blind right-hander. It's a tricky corner to attempt the move, which is why Steve hasn't been able to get past yet. Also, Conrad now into the pits. Now, did Steve F1 did not get the undercut on Demon R. Okay, so...
is he going to get it in Conrad?
Well, I don't know. No, they won't. Demon R's got it on Conrad, though. Down into turn 1. Conrad on the medium compound tyre. Go on.
Bob on the inside of Steve F1 as well. SRI's trying to help Bob round.
Yeah. SRI with a big wobble, and I think we can hear some team radio from SRI's car.
What?
Oh, you didn't
Tyres
hear,
are shagged?
you didn't hear the can opening then?
No, I didn't.
Oh, right, that's a shame. Hopefully everybody else did, because that was fucking funny. Apologies. Okay, so Demon R got the undercut on Conrod. They are both on the medium compound tyre. Question is, how will their tyres last? Because let's not forget, Steve F1, who knows this track well, only did 6 laps on the medium compound tyre. On the pack cam, SRI's having a big wibbly wobbly. He's still going wibbly. Oh no! Oh. I don't think the cameraman wanted to keep looking at that situation.
As we see, Demon R still get Conrad behind him. Oh, Conrad's off!
Ooh. Okay, so, well, that's cost Conrad quite a bit of time. I mean, he's done well to not spin. I mean, we mentioned earlier that you dip a wheel, you could easily end up way off the track here and facing the road. Oh, SGP's tyres, yeah, they're shag-nasted. So if we look at his lap times, yeah, so in lap 7, he was doing 25.8s, then he's gone to 26.7, then into the 27s. I wouldn't be surprised if this lap's up in the 28s. Conrad, it'd be interesting to see if we can find out how much lap time that's going to have cost Conrad. But here now comes Steve F1 on softer compound tyres. Bob may still be actually on the no, they can't be the mediums from the start of the race, surely. Nelly on the softs.
Might be. No, Bob pitted when the three people pitted at the same time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure Bob was one of them.
Yeah, you are quite possibly right. You're going to have to carry on with the commentary for a moment, Ray, because my dad has texted me asking how long does it take to cook raw chicken wings in the air fryer. So bear with me a moment, otherwise they won't eat it.
You're doing comms and
Yeah.
just put them in and get a thermometer and check them. Get them above 82 degrees.
82? It definitely needs to be above 82. SGP's on his way into the pits.
No, and that's the company I used to work for adding on
Oh! No, Gary! I think
another
I saw...
7 degrees. Yeah, Gary, get a wee bit of that looked like a wee bit of a pit manoeuvre into the pits.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I
That's
saw a bonnet tag his rear end. SRI on his brand new softs under a bit of pressure. Rich on the mediums. Where's SGP coming? I was asking the question to see if you could answer it.
SGP, I don't know. Has he been in the pit? No, he's been early. So he's 4th behind Steve F1.
Is he 4th?
Yeah, Nelly's 5th, and I'm sure that's Nelly.
Could well be. Rick Booth might have a bit of a run on Twilight here. Yes, you're right, it was SGP in 4th. So interestingly for the guys up at the front, they've been able to pit and not be affected by the pack really. Although Steve F1 did, SRI has been affected by the pack because he's pitted and he's not in the top 8 at the moment.
Yep. So, like your raw meats, you can cook them to 62.8. It says, but where I
How can you cook something for 62 degrees? It's not a high enough temperature.
It's usually above 75 degrees. You
usually
cook them to not what degrees you put your oven at.
It's not an oven, so,
or your air fryer. So your air fryer, you'll
right.
have it 180 or 200,
well,
and you cook it up to 75
the
degrees.
Thing is, my dad hasn't realised yet that the answer to how long do I cook anything in the air fryer for is about 15 minutes at 180 for everything, and then see if it's done.
Is they not got an air fryer where he just selects, like if it's
Don't even
fish?
It's like asking a monk to put a condom on.
What, me?
Well, yeah.
As we see, Nelly chasing down SGP. He's not really been getting much close. As we come to the pack, Twilight SRI having a battle round. I think that was Dingo Bell.
Yep.
Yep, and we're coming up to Sheen Curve, so they're still side by side. Oh, Martini's lost it. Oh, Twilight's went deep. He's lost place to Bob as well.
Right, so apologies for that. Yeah, if I don't answer him, the mother won't be eating tonight. Okay.
Uphill in the pits again. Can he get in properly this time?
I would bloody hope so. He should have learnt his lesson from the first
As
time.
Twilight try to get back at Bob down inside. Don't want to drift it out wide there a wee when you've got another car beside you, or else you'll end up taking it out. Oh, Bob! Twilight's still there. He can't disappear.
Did he try turning in on him, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me.
Twilight might have the switchback here. Oh, he's not got it, but he's got it inside into fuck knows what corner.
I didn't know it was called fuck no. That's 30s. That's 30s.
Was that 30s?
Yeah, now known as fuck nose. The thing is, Bob went deep. Twilight had a run, but Jimmy's come along and helped Bob out there. Now this is potentially going to be a bit catastrophic for Twilight because he's on a very different strategy to usual.
I thought Bob was going off there, but he's not.
Nope, he might be up here. Oh, no, he's all right. Little bit of cons. Gary with a switch. Oh, whatever.
What happened there?
Oh, well, yeah, hard
He
to
skipped
say.
it the right way.
Steve F1's
Well done,
back in the
keeping
pits.
it the right way. So he is.
Okay, so let's see if we can. So it did kind of look like Gary got a legit move going on there. Twilight perhaps trying to give space to Bob and perhaps caught out that Gary was there. And,
Back on softs. It looks like Steve F1 is he trying to cover SRI
maybe
or something?
I don't know. I mean, he did 5 laps on the mediums and he's just done 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's just done 8 laps on the softs. So clearly happier on the softs than the mediums. But he's going to have to pit another, at least one more time, I think. I mean, if he's on the mediums, maybe could get to the end. But you don't want to be on the mediums for 16 laps. They will be bloody awful at the end. As Bob having a look at the inside of Nelly. So I would guess Steve F1 has sort of gone for grippy tyre, extra pit stops maybe. Let's see if Demon R or Conrad react this time, because previous pit stop rate as Nelly gives Gary a nudge. Oh no, don't wait there. Oh, absolute. Oh, it was a disaster. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
But then he's not waited for him. He kept going now.
Yeah. Okay, I definitely think that one may be worth a bit of a G spot. Because it looks like Nelly's tried to do the right thing, just done it in the wrong place at the wrong time. Okay, Demon R has not reacted to Steve F1 pitting, but he does seem to have lost a lot of time to Conrad. So I don't know if he's had a bit of a moment somewhere. SGP's got fairly fresh mediums on, but obviously he went to lap 10 on his soft tyres. SRI's soft tyres there looking not bad. So was that a soft and a soft stint for SRI? Still got the mediums to use there.
No, it's soft, then went mediums and then soft.
So done a short medium stint to get rid of them. Okay, so Nelly leading this little gaggle of cars. Art Pow on fairly fresh mediums. But I suppose for the drivers, Ray, if they're struggling on the medium tyres a bit...
looking at Hortons or Hortons.
Hawthorns.
How do you say it? Hawthorns. I can't say it.
It's like Hawthorn cider. Oh, critical! Oh, a little bit of
Never
a...
drank it.
No, revive. I don't like cider.
We'll call it the ship's horn.
Okay. Okay, let's see. Conrad's lap time's looking pretty good. I think Demon R must have had a moment somewhere because he had about 3-4 seconds over Conrad. And now there isn't 3 or 4 seconds over Conrad. And I don't think it's down to tyre wear. But again, corner bit sideways. These guys have not reacted to Steve F1 pitting. Steve F1 is now in 4th place, which means that, yes, he's on the soft tyre, but getting no boost, which may be, Ray, why the front two aren't pitted to cover him off.
Yeah, just watching Jimmy having a wee moment. Yeah. Well, if he's on a soft tyre, he's going to be doing a wee bit faster lap times soon, so they might have to think about pitting soon before the tyres give way and he does make up quite a bit of ground.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what tyres they go onto as Critical trying to fend off Bob, while Jimmy trying to also fend off Critical. Oh no! Oh, so easily done. It looked like he may have just collected a little bit too much curb, and on the medium compound tyres, they do not like taking a lot of curb through some of these right-handers, and around he went. Okay, so Demon R's...
Look at the gap now. It's like, because Conrad had his couple of mistakes.
Well, interesting
so
as
the
well.
gap.
Demon R did have a lap time in the 127, then went back to the 125s. Conrad's little tank slapper, that gave him a 127 lap time. I didn't see what time Steve F1 was doing, but SRI is going to... Okay, so that's the faster lap times you were on about, but we know that he's definitely going to have to stop again. Okay, this could definitely get interested up at the front. SRI's got to pit soon. If he goes to the softs, he's not getting to the end. If he goes mediums, maybe he can. Nelly's on softs, he's going to have to stop again. So it's not the worst case scenario for SRI at the moment. If he pits now, goes medium tyres, he can get to the end. And a few of these guys behind him are going to have to be pitting again.
Yeah, SRI taking a defensive line into Hawthorns.
There you go. Just treat it as it's not a TH, it's a F. Hawthorns.
Hawthorns.
Now, interestingly, oh wow,
Jimmy.
Okay, Demon R is in to the pits to get rid of his medium compound. Okay, now, if Demon R's on the soft compound tyre, he ain't getting to the end. SRI, is he going for the pits? Maybe. Oh. Hey.
Steve F1's jump. Damon R doesn't want to be behind because Conrad could make up time here and overcut Damon R.
Maybe, but look at how much tyre wear Steve F1 has already got, and he's only been on these tyres for about 4 laps. So they're not going to be doing too well for much longer. But I suppose for Steve F1, you've got to put the hammer down there, haven't you? You put the hammer down, you go as fast as you can, so that when you do make your Demon R is on the medium tyre. So Demon R is going to the end.
Demon R is going to find it a struggle to get past Steve F1.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
until a certain point.
I think with that situation, though, I mean, if you're in Demon R's shoes, you'll probably know that Steve F1 is going to be pitting again because, like I say, there's no way he could do 16 laps and get to the end. So he could just follow Steve F1 at this point, look after the tyres for a few laps, because anything he can look after them now will benefit him later on, as Rich Blue's got a little bit twitchy. Gary got a fair amount of wear left on his soft tyres, but he's going to have to pit again, I believe.
Yeah, just as long as Demon R doesn't lose too much time behind Steve F1. I'm not saying that Steve F1 times are shite, but if Demon R attacks him, he's going to defend, isn't he? And as they're coming up to that SGP as well, so we know SGP is a bit of a parker.
Ooh, Gary's got wide.
And that's not a fucking jacket.
No. Okay, so Conrad hasn't reacted either, hasn't gone to cover off Demon R or Steve F1. Steve F1 has done 1 lap since we've sort of been viewing them here, and he is punishing the tyres. His lap times have been 24s, SGPs on the mediums, sort of 25s.
He's going to put as well.
Yes, he is, but if SGP can go, what? If he goes another 3 laps, he could potentially put the softs on again.
Yeah, look how you can see the difference on, like Steve F1, he is pushing. They're all caught up now. Here, are they going to end up in a situation at Paddock Hill Bend here? If SGP's on the mediums are a bit worn, he's going to be a wee bit slower than these guys in his softs.
Well, yeah, I mean, through this corner here, his tyres are not going to be wanting to grip the road. Is he going to go defensive? No, he's not. Steve F1 doesn't either. But you can just see Steve F1's tyre wear just getting worse and worse. But he's going to want to do another couple of laps, unless he's going to go mediums. But I think if he goes mediums, he's got no chance of catching back up, has he? Because he'll only be capable of doing... Oh, SRI on the back cam! Up the inside of Bob. Yeah, if Steve F1 goes onto the mediums, he'll only be capable of doing a similar lap time to what Demon R will be able to do, and he'll never be able to catch up. So if Steve F1 wants a chance of winning this race, he's going to have to go for the soft tyre.
Yeah, SGP defending now. So this is where these are going to end up losing time to Conrad. Well, Demon R especially.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a big moment for someone on the pack cam. But interestingly, it looks like Demon R sort of backing off a little bit here. So maybe this is SGP couldn't get anywhere near the apex. Steve F1 makes the move. SGP, that looks like a line that suggests he's going to the pits. Yes, he is. Now, he did do 10 laps on the softs at the start. He might try and do that again. Now we've got this one hell of a battle here. Gary. He's going to have to pit again, isn't he? But he's got Bob ahead, Nelly behind, and then Arpal and Jim.
Yeah, Gary's definitely going to be putting... he's putting now.
That he is, yeah. Okay, Arpal. He's on the soft tyre. I don't think he'll get those two at the end. The thing is, if you're on the soft tyre now, you might as well go balls to the wall and burn the tyres up in 5 laps. Because you're going to have to pit again anyway. So extract the maximum out of them. Demon R right behind Steve F1 on the pack cam. Bob making a move on Twilight. I'm guessing that may be better tyres because he's gone round the outside. What a move by Bob.
Yeah, and Neil and Artpal just having a wee bit of door banging there. Artpal's went for the switchback. Is he going to get 3 cars?
I think Nelly was going for Nelly was going for the outside line, but there was cars in the way. Has Arpal got ahead? No, Twilight still. I think Twilight's tyres are dying. Oh, he is ahead. Yeah, I think Twilight's tyres are dying.
3 cars? What a move.
Nice moves. I like the way you move. Oh, Conrad.
How can he not do that in the pits?
Well, yeah, he can't get in the pit lane without doing a 3.52 turn. Okay, Conrad in the pits. Oh, who was that?
Critical, what happened there?
Oh, dear.
As if the car switched on him.
Yeah.
You know, like when bikers are going round and then they get high-sided? That's what his car looked like it done.
Okay, we've got a very interesting situation here. SGP pitted a lap ago. He's on the soft compound tyre. 2 laps ago, soft compound tyre. Nelly trying to make a move. He's on the soft tyres. May get to the end on those. Battling with Bob as Twilight's got a little bit wide. And the move is done. Conrad has pitted. He's on the soft compound tyre. Demon R now leads, but he's got Conrad, Steve F1, SGP, all on soft compound tyres, hunting him down. Then we've got Artpal here on his softs, which I said a few laps ago, I don't think he'll make it to the end. Then we've got Nelly, who I think has just pitted recently, may get to the end.
Where's Jimmy and SRI?
I'm wondering.
I've seen them for a while.
No, I'm wondering if they may have been into the pits. Bob on his soft tyres, they're going to be changing soon. Twilight hasn't been into the pits for a while. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Twilight was running 5th, I think, and he's just been absolutely mugged over the last few laps. But I do think he's got another pit stop to make. So, what have we got? Bob under a lot of pressure. Critical closing in as well.
Yeah, with the Dynamic GT League's boost, as we call it, we have boost on. Just in this track, would be the most beneficial thing because the amount of little mistakes like Bob's going wide there as he kept it on track, just like the car. We've seen SRI off. We've seen Bob handbrake turning it.
Yeah. Wow. I've no idea what happened to Bob there, but yeah, mistake. I mean, we did see him go a little bit wide, so maybe he had dirt on the tyres and. When it came to the braking,
I wouldn't make him do a J-turn with it.
Well,
there's not enough of J.
Oh, Gary making a move on Rich Blues, and in the background, can't quite see him, is SRI and Jimmy closing in. Okay, so what do we got here? Gary, he's on a soft. Gary, I think, can get to the end as long as he doesn't push these tyres too hard. Okay, on the pack.
Was it 7 laps? About 7 laps to go, yeah. He should be okay.
This one.
Did we not see? No, he wasn't in practice, but we heard on the radio that his tyres were. He was pretty smooth on his tyres. They lasted quite a while.
Yeah, I believe so.
Surprised a couple of us.
Okay, looking up at the front there. So Conrad on his soft compound tyre. Ware's not too bad at the moment. He's done a 24.3 as Nelly is into the pits once again. I mean, I know I was expecting him to pit again, but one of the things I would suggest is, Gary, go for the...
Rich, the Rich, I didn't know what he was doing. He was going left and right. What way was he trying to defend? It wasn't the apex.
Everywhere.
He spun it.
Yep, try defending that one. Oh, wow, big hit into the wall. Code Brown! Holy, yeah, that'll be another G-spot moment. Holy. If there's ever a definition of an unsafe return to track, ding, 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 winner. You know. Right.
With his reggae sauce for his chicken dinner.
Okay, so let's see what lap time Conrad does here. I'd expect a 24 again. Now, Demon R is consistently in the 25s, look, and he's got quite a bit of life left on those medium compound tyres. But I think Conrad is too close, isn't he? I think Conrad's got the pace on these softs that he's going to be able to catch. Well, will he pass?
Well, that's one thing catching, another thing passing.
Absolutely. Steve F1, also in the 24s. He's got a bit more of a gap to make up, though, hasn't he?
And then what happens if Conrad's burnt out his tyres and Demon R's still got tyre left? It's going to get interesting.
Critical and
SRI on.
Go on, switchback. I thought he was going to go for a switchback then, critical, but not quite on. Nelly, it's risky going round the outside. Because you can do that, and that's cost him 3 places. Yes, I never like trying to overtake around the outside of Graham Hill Bend. Whoa!
Somebody's went straight on.
I think it might be critical. Hang on.
Yeah.
Where did he come back from then?
He went onto the Indy track and then went, oh shit, it's the wrong way.
It's not the circuit. Okay, so... this gaggle of cars here, I don't think any of them need to pit again. I was going to... Conrad. Okay, yeah, he's still lapping in the 24s. You mentioned about if Conrad burns up his tyres.
I think he's got enough tyres, though. I don't think...
So do I, but also, if Demon R wants to make his mediums last this full stint, which would be, I think, a 13-lap stint, he can't afford to push his tyres. Because if he pushes his tyres now... the last 2 or 3 laps will be awful, and no offence to Conrad, but Demon R's battle isn't with Conrad at the moment, it's with Steve F1.
Yeah, right enough, because Steve F1 in the championship or lead as well is up for grabs here as well.
Absolutely.
But what happens if Conrad he'll just make a few points up.
Oh.
That's twice he's saved it. And, you know, each time there's always been an extra wee kink to the way his car's facing. So, he's been doing pretty well, as we see SRI bending off a whole gaggle of cars.
Yeah. Jimmy's ahead of SRI as well. I don't know what Jimmy's... There's Jimmy's. Jimmy should get to the end. Oh, nose tyres! Oh, I thought he was going a bit too wide there.
Yeah, SRI's got the run.
Yeah, he's got the run, mate. No, he won't have the boost, but he's definitely got the run. That's the thing. If you get out of shape over the top of the hill... That's, see you, Jimmy. Jimmy, you're down a few places. I was going to say, you get a bit out of shape over the top of the hill, and you could easily lose a ton of time.
Conrad's got a penalty himself as well.
He got a penalty when he had that little bit of a tank slapper. I think he ended up off the track a little bit through one of the right-hand kinks. Now, that lap time for a Conrad is 25.5. There's nothing wrong with that. He's going to have a penalty to serve, but I think he's still got the tyre life to get through this. But I mean, I do think the key. Oh, is he going for it? Ooh!
He's sending it. He's licking it. Oh, Demon R. Oh.
Code Blue. Now, I was going to say, as that was happening, it's not a place you would normally want to try and make an overtake, but I think Connor was probably aware.
He served his penalty and stayed in front.
Yes, he has.
That moment must have cost Demon R.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it definitely will have.
And also on this track with the penalty places, it's not as hard hitting as like sort of Spain, Luca, Dynamic GT League G side, because it's a short
Jimmy making a move.
It's a short straight where it's normally in the long straights and the high end straights, isn't it?
Yeah, in quite a lot of the tracks. Half-second penalty will cost you loads. Twilight with a nice little switch back. Jimmy with a little bit of a twitch. Nelly hasn't really got anywhere to go. Oh, I don't know. It looked like Twilight may have got a little bit of a nudge there. Twilight's got a nice amount of tyre wear. Can he hold on? Yes, he can. Oh, Nelly gives Jimmy a little bit of a nudge. This battle may just allow Artpal to break away a little bit. And looking on the pack cam, that's on board with Steve F1, and the car ahead of him is Demon R. So with 2 laps to go, 2.5 laps to go. The gap is coming down as it is on Twilight's. Bob having a look on the inside, thinks better of it.
This is what Artpal wants. These 4 to battle it out, so he doesn't have to worry about them. If these 4 don't battle it out, they'll catch up, pal.
It was 4, but I think Nelly went into one of the corners a little bit too hot and sent Jimmy a little bit out wide, and he's backed off and let him back through. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. And because it is now a 2, these 2, they've called Artpal up, look. But if they battle, the 2 behind will catch them up, and then Artpal may be able to hold off and break away. Keep an eye on that pack cam as well, folks. Demon R staying fairly close to Conrad, but Conrad will not need to push now. Bob, he's got the door open.
While it's leaving the door open, Bob's coming through.
Looked like Twilight, didn't realise Bob was there. And now Jimmy comes through as well.
Oh, he's sideways, Jimmy. So he is. Nelly, is he going to go round outside again? Oh, what happened to Twilight? Did they just slow down? Nelly kind of get right round him. Easily.
Yeah, maybe had a bit of a moment.
Oh,
Jimmy's had another bit of a moment. As we are on the penultimate lap.
I don't know if we can call it a moment with Jimmy.
Well, no.
Because he's that much sideways.
It's a constant, isn't it? Not a moment. It's a regular occurrence.
I seen a puff of smoke. I don't know. Garage has hit the back of It wasn't Gary. Was it? Where's Gary gone? I thought Gary was there. He may have been up, pal. He's tagged the back.
Could well have
No,
been.
Gary's there.
Yeah,
Gary's at the back.
Yeah, he's only
But
just
he,
catching up.
I think he had touched the back of Neil and something happened.
Maybe. To be honest, I was looking a bit more at the pack cam. Okay, as these guys then get ready to start the final lap of the race. Side by side, Nelly and Bob. Bob on the inside, Twilight well on the outside. Oh, Bob with a bit of a moment. Jimmy having a look up the inside as well. Our pal's managed to just stay far enough ahead of this battle, hasn't he? As has SRI, actually.
Yeah, our pal's like the one with no boost, so he's working double time to try and keep these guys behind. He's just hoping they keep fighting as we see Conrad coming up to the last corner.
Look at his front left tyre. His front left tyre would not do many more laps, but Connor's going to win. I'll be interested to see what Demon R's tyres are like, but Connor, brilliant race for him. He's going to take the victory here at Brands Hatch. Takes the checkered flag ahead of Demon R in second place, whose tyres are shagged. But Steve F1's hard, so Steve couldn't catch. SGP, fourth place. No one around him who won't mind that, I'm sure. SRI, can he hold on? He's got plenty of tyres, he'll be fine. And then we've got Art Pal, Nelly under a lot of pressure from Twilight. I think SRI and Art Pal are going to be safe. Nelly is not safe.
No, as we see Twilight try to go around the outside on the pack cam. He's going to go for a switchback.
Here comes Gary.
No, here comes
Gary. Here's Gary. And he stole it off Twilight. He stole his position, yeah. And it looks like Jimmy. I think Jimmy may have been waiting for Bob there. I think they had a bit of a moment on that last lap. Wow. Well. Anyone that thought you were going to watch this race and watch Steve F1 just go and win, not today. Very interesting race, though, up at the front. It was almost like there was two very different races going on there, wasn't it? There was the front 4 or 5 who didn't really ever get that close to each other, but their race seemed to be all about strategy and lap times. And then you had the pack, which was all about track position and who was on what tyre. Because as you mentioned early on, someone on fairly decent mediums isn't going to find it easy to overtake someone who's on okay softs. So you may get close and you may have a look at going for a move, but the grip wasn't really there in the tyres for someone on like fresh mediums to pass someone on the softs and break away. So yeah, very interesting strategies. There was a couple of things I did want to sort of touch on though. Nelly, as a newcomer, has had a fairly fantastic season so far with his results. But a couple of things I want to touch on. One is when he was waiting for someone, I can't remember who it was he tagged, done the right thing but in the wrong place. If you've got to wait for someone, do it in the next safe place. And in Brands Hatch, like the blind right-hand kink at the top of Dingle, Delaware, it's called Shin Curve. If you have a moment heading into that corner, I ain't got a problem if you wait until the penultimate straight, because it's longer, you can move out of the way, it's safer. Unfortunately for Nelly on this occasion, he's tried to sort of lift it off, tried to give the position back straight away, but there's cars around it. Now, I don't know if anything was reported on that, but, I mean, just looking at what we saw from the race footage, if any one of those drivers had reported Nelly for that, I think you'd probably be looking at a penalty. Because although he's tried to do the right thing, he's done it in the wrong place and it's resulted in other cars off. And then he should have waited on the next straight for those that he had affected from the second one.
Also, we give at least it doesn't have to be.
You get a bit of time, don't you, to do it?
Yeah, we say within the lap.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Within the lap.
Yeah.
We keep too many secrets. I'm sure we can let this one go.
Well, I don't know. Well, no, to be fair, we as admins we have discussed it in that sometimes it takes a bit of time for someone to go, did I hit that person off? I don't know if I hit that person off. And it can take a bit of time for them to go, I don't know if I did, but I'll wait for them. And it can take a bit of time. Or sometimes there may be a conversation between a couple of drivers. Well, did I hit you off there? And one goes, I don't know. And the driver behind them might say, yeah, it did look like you knocked him off. Maybe you should wait. And sometimes those conversations can take a little bit of time. We also have it at some tracks like Bathurst, where we say, going up the mountain, if you need to wait for someone, wait until you're on the back straight down the mountain, because it's the safest place to do it. So yeah, I think in this kind of situation, if a report had been placed on Nelly, good chance he'd have got a penalty on it. But again, that's why I actually would like to G-spot it, because if he hasn't been reported, then obviously he's not going to get a penalty, but we can at least look at it in all detail and go through it.
Yeah.
The other thing...
Well, it hasn't been reported. There's only one report at this moment in time.
Okay. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention as well, because obviously Nelly is having a very good championship so far, but this might seem a little, not cynical, it may come across as overly critical, right? And I don't mean the driver. But, okay, so let's take, for example, Steve F1. He started on the medium compound tyre, which would either have been because he didn't like the tyre and wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible, or wanted to see if he could go long on it and stay with the leading 2 or 3. I think Steve qualified 3rd or 4th or something like that. 5th. Okay, so
no, was it 5th?
I can't remember, but it was on the front few rows anyway. So he may have been thinking, well, perhaps I believe in myself enough that I'm quick enough on the medium tyres to break away from the cars behind and then see how long I can go. So he's got options for his strategy. Now, when he has made that... Go on, 3rd, okay.
Yeah,
So when he makes his first pit stop, chances are he knows, pitting at that point, what his next 25 laps of the race are going to be. Now, we've seen that he's used the soft compound tyre, and he's pretty much pushed them to the maximum and pitted as they're about to die. Now, it would appear that on that last stint, his tyres may have gone off with a lap or 2 left. But I'll get onto that in a moment. So Steve F1's strategy ended up being taking the soft tyres until they're nearly dead, putting soft tyres on until they're nearly dead, and soft tyres on to the end. Now, what we saw with Nelly, something somewhere has perhaps affected what he did on strategy, because his last pit stop was with about 6 or 7 laps to go. No problem. But when he pitted, I think he had about 50% wear left on his front left tyre. So him pitting with 5 or 6 laps to go, no problem. But something has happened prior to that has meant he's ended up doing a very short stint on a set of soft tyres. So somewhere in the race, there's been a slight miscalculation, I would suggest, which then means there's probably been an extra pit stop done that perhaps maybe didn't need to have been done. Obviously, I don't know if anything happened in the race, but that's just sort of the point that I'm trying to get to of, if you're going to be making a pit stop with 5-6 laps to go, try mathematically working backwards to go, right, when I pit for that last stint, I want to be getting rid of the tyres at the optimal time and getting the maximum out of them, rather than having some. And like I said, it may seem overly critical, but it's just a little bit of advice I'm trying to put out. Anything else? Anything you want to mention, Ray?
No, it was quite a good race. all in. I looked great. Couple of wee mistakes here there, but
Yeah.
it's a tight circuit and some tight corners and whatnot. So the driver's done absolutely fantastic. That there wasn't any big serious smash up. I would say.
You're right, but also, I don't know if you've noticed, I mean, we talk about this quite often. You go to a track and we know there's certain corners where they're the danger corners. We didn't really see anybody spin it on the exit of Sheen Curve, not off their own doing. We didn't really see anybody, or that many people, going wide at the first corner and ended up in the gravel. And that is down to the drivers having raced different cars at that track and having learnt, okay, yeah, I don't want to be pushing through Sheen Curve because however much time I think I could gain, I can lose so much more if I try too hard and dip a wheel. So
You want to send that in writing to Sarai?
okay, will do. Send that to the page. But it's those kind of things that I do look at. So, for example, right, Conrad in this race has done a soft tyre stint for 8 laps, a medium tyre stint, and then done, I think, an 8 or 9, soft tyre stint at the end. He has had considerably better tyre conditions than everybody else in this race. Have we ever been able to say that about Connor before? Last week. Last week. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because he wasn't one on the radars of using up his trials quite a lot. He was more on the radar for little mistakes than we would see him spinning, so or going off track, which this season he's kind of nailed that. I think we're going to have to find somebody else to send the hot pants to.
Absolutely.
But he's not. I don't think he was one for like burning up his tyres throughout a stunt. It was more just these little knick-knack mistakes, and he's been working on it. You can quite clearly see that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got to say massive congratulations to Conrad for this win, and the last week I think he won. I can't even remember last week's race. Did he win last week?
Where is Suzuka?
No, Suzuka.
No, we were at Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen.
Let me get to the end of the video and I'll tell you.
Oh,
Yeah, he did win.
okay, yeah. So, so massive well done to him. And Connor has been messaging me. Obviously, we were talking a lot this championship. And he has messaged me after this race. I congratulated him and he said thank you. He says, I've got good too late. And I said, yeah, thank fuck. Because to be fair, if Connor had been able to race like this from the start of the championship, he is a threat. In a way, it does remind me so much of Mitch. Mitch was a threat, but there was always the potential of a mistake in it. And once he reeled himself in it, once he actually slowed himself down a little bit, he was fast and consistent. And Connor's doing that more now. Now, question is, can he do it at the next race as well? Do you remember where the next race is, Ray?
Next race is I don't remember.
Le Mans.
But Florida,
Yeah.
the long track. with the chicanes.
With the chicanes. The track that this car was made to race around. Now, having done a couple of laps around there the other night, the grip feels very good on fresh tyres around there. Massive difference to Brands Hatch, and one of the things we noticed from practice was the track temperature, the weather, was having a massive effect on how the tyres were coping with the track. And it's one of those things, if you're perhaps not aware that it could have an effect, you may not drive accordingly. So, for example, we saw in this race Steve F1 struggled early on the medium compound tyre, didn't we? Got rid of him after 6 laps, and quite a few drivers really struggled to use the medium compound tyres around Brands Hatch. I know from my personal experience in the race, the medium tyres were fantastic. So for me, I was hearing people complaining about how bad the tyres are and how little grip they'd got. Whereas I know for myself, I was comfortably banging in 1 minute 25s and never really felt out of control. But a couple of factors. One, I was aware that the weather and the track condition could have a massive effect on the car and the tyres, and drive accordingly. Also, my race, I wasn't in a battle, so I wasn't having to fend for my life like a few of the drivers were, and that makes a big difference on how your tyres will cope as well. Now, when we come to Le Mans, we've got a number of long straights which are going to cool the tyres down nicely, but then the question, Ray, is going to be, as the tyres wear, will they still then be able to cope with the corners?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially hitting the brakes. And if it depends with your brake bias as well. Is it just going to lock up? Because that will come into consideration as well. So, is it going to just lock up and you're just going to skate straight on?
Yeah, it is definitely a possibility, that's for certain. Right, okay. As you may have noticed, I didn't attempt to tell any jokes during this race. But that, Ray, is because...
Well, I don't think you had a chance. And plus, you're 24 hours late, so you can shove your jokes out the fucking window.
Well,
you don't get a privilege.
Well, I haven't got a joke today. Today, I have a true story. Right? This is no joke. This is no punchline. This is a true story, right? Okay, let me see if I can... I took some images of a conversation I had with someone today, and I want to just see if I can access it directly on here. Okay. Yes, okay, because it's easier than trying to read on my phone. Trying to read off a picture taken of a phone. Sorry, taken of a computer screen. It's not easy to do, not with my eyes. Okay, so I would like to tell you a little story of a conversation that I have had today. Right? Now, as you know, I buy and sell some stuff online, and quite often I get messages from genuine people, and sometimes I get messages from not so genuine people. So I'm going to go through a conversation that I've had with someone, and I'll be me, and then I might do a bit of an accent for the other person. Now, their name is Kofi Biko, which initially sort of started some warning bells going off, and their first message was, "Is this available?" So, "Is this available?" They are available. Okay. So I want to buy, and I'm willing to pay an extra £20 so the item can be reserved for me. Is that okay with you? I don't hold items or take reserves. It's first come, first serve. So if they are available, when you want to come and collect them, you can pay in full for them. Okay, I take, but I would like to come tomorrow. but I'm currently busy with work. I will send a DPD postman to your home to give you your money in cash and collect the item. Amazing! Do DPD offer that service now? Seeing as I own DPD, I am a bit surprised to hear about that. Oh dear, someone's getting sacked in the morning. Okay, so what time are you available tomorrow? Well, I'm going to be a bit busy tomorrow sacking DPD drivers who are paying cash out to customers, so I think you'll have to come and get it yourself. Okay, it works. Send to me your name, your address, your city, your postcode, your item price, and your email address. And I'm now thinking, okay, clearly they haven't realised it, so let's go. Okay, well clearly you are an idiot. I expect you're a cunt, but no, you are a scammer. So my last name and first name is Have You No Soul. The address is 123. Seriously, imagine someone did this to your mum. Postal codes get fucked. Item price $1 billion. Email address I am a scammer cunt with no life.com. Okay, the shipping costs are my responsibility, but there are insurance costs for the envelope that you must pay, but on this point, don't you worry, I will add that to the initial amount, okay? Please note that the insurance costs you will pay will be reimbursed, so don't you worry, okay? Oh, I'm not worried, because I'm not paying you a penny. The service asks you to pay the insurance costs. Don't you worry. I'm not worried. I know you are a scammer, and I'm not paying anything. But if I can waste your time so you are not robbing someone else, then I am happy. By the way, is your mother proud of what you do? No! I explained to you that DPD uses insurance to limit the number of scams as much as possible and to make sure that the one who will receive the money is really authentic. Then he will have expenses which are at your charge. The expenses of the insurance, blah 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 blah, pay me £100. To which I responded, aye. So yeah, that was part of my day today.
Nice.
Yeah. So, if you're
You
gonna,
must be happy for that. That's off.
to be honest, I mean, I've wasted the time of a few scammers. But yeah, what did make me laugh though was the bit where I went, by the way, is your mother proud of what you do? No! And then sent another message continuing the scam. Oh dear. Oh well. Right. And on that bombshell, be careful folks, there's some fucking oddballs out there. And I think it's time we're going to have a look at the conference races.
Even I was just one of them.
Yo, too right. Yeah, because apparently I own DPD.
You scammer.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Okay. Ray, thank you very much for joining us on commentary. Oh,
No worries. Thank you for having me, and thank you for the drivers and the admins as always.
okay. To the drivers, you have to pay £5 to drive from now on. No, you don't. But the next championship, we've announced the car. The tracks will be announced soon. The format of it is going to be, I think it's going to be 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, 2 races a night. I believe at different tracks as well. And it will be a Gold Star Championship. More information will come out soon, like confirmation of dates and stuff like that. It's just there's a few personal things going off. and we need to just check around the dates of that. So we don't want to confirm a date for the beginning of the championship and then have to change it. So just bear with us. Okay, right. Cheers, Ray. Let's have a look at the points and stick.
Ta-da.
Okay, so let's take a look at the conference race result. Then Conrad with the victory, the maximum 20 points ahead of DBR in second place, Steve F1 in third, SGP finished in fourth with SRI in fifth, Art Pal in sixth ahead of Nelly in seventh, who was nearly pipped by Gary, but Gary did pip Twilight, so Gary snuck in for 8th, Twilight takes 9th, and then we've got Rich Blues in 10th, Critical in 11th, Bob in 12th, and Jimmy in 13th. As I mentioned at the end of the race there, I think there might have been a coming together between Bob and Jimmy, and Jimmy was waiting for Bob, which is why we saw him slowly over the line. Now, there was one report placed, but no penalty has come from that. Information of that should be on the Stewards race report, or the Stewards report, which will be on the Facebook page. It'll be an interesting one as well to have a look at on the next G-Spot, and I am going to catch up on a few things on the next G-Spot as well. Okay, let's take a look then at what this result has done to the standings. Demon R still leading the way, 136 points, now 4 ahead of Steve F1, so the championship fight will go down to the final race of the season, which, if Demon R and Steve F1 don't finish and Conrad wins, he might have a chance of winning the championship. It would go to a count back on who has won the most races. And I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me, apologies for that. And usually they come in twos as well, so there might be another one in a moment. So Conrad is still within a chance of taking the championship if he wins and Demon R and Steve F1 score no points. As for the gap between Conrad and SGP, it's 24 points now, so yeah, a little bit too big for SGP to recover, but SGP is only 4 points ahead of Nelly, so he's still got a battle going on there. Nelly only 6 points ahead of SRI, so Nelly not safe either. Jason in a little bit of no man's land in 7th place on 70 points, and then it gets ever so tight. Jimmy in 8th place on 58 points, only 1 ahead of Formula Gary. Then we've got 8 points down to Critical on 48 points, and then we've got Art Pal on 47, Twilight on 42, and then we've got Rich Blues on 41, so ever so close there. Bob is on 14 points, and then we've got a couple of drivers who haven't been able to attend yet this championship. Okay, next race, as we said, is at Le Mans. It's the one with the chicanes, the track that these cars were designed to race around. At this point in time, no idea how the car and tyres are going to handle around there, but what I would say to the drivers is bump drafting can be your friend around Le Mans. I mean, one thing I would be tempted to think is, especially if you're in that about halfway up the field situation, if you've got boost and the car ahead hasn't, for you to overtake that car and pull away, you're going to have to be very fast. So maybe bump drafting the car ahead and you both can catch the car ahead of them could be a much more interesting way to do things. Unless it's me you're trying to catch, then don't do it. Go side by side instead. It's good, it's great, it's fine, it works, honest. Right, anyway, enough waffle from me. You know what to do, folks. Thanks for watching, listening. Like, subscribe, notifications, bell and all that jazz. And join us for the conclusion of the License to Spin Championship for the final round next week. Have a good one, everybody, and we'll see you all again soon.